Clearly?
Yes.
Super. So let me begin. This is the holiday season. The season of thanks. The season of joy. The season of giving. The season of glistening lights and merry music. The season of coming together. The season of smiles and laughter and good cheer. The season of family and friends and community. Yes, this is the holiday season. But for ballroom dancers, one man and one man alone made it the holiday season all year round. And literally for decades, too. That man, of course, was our beloved Bob Beslove. Yes, Bob Beslove was our Santa Claus. Nearly every month of the year, Bob rode into our lives with sleigh after sleigh of overflowing surprise gifts. For over 20 years, he worked indefatigably and selflessly to create a ballroom dance experience for us, his children, that was second to none. For next to nothing, we could enter Santa Bob's Dream Factory and enjoy hours of ballroom dancing on silky and spacious wooden floors and in beautiful, inviting venues such as this one. We could hear the best ballroom DJs in the business, such as Bob and Michelle. We could take wonderful dance lessons from superb dance instructors, such as Kristen Prall. And always, always, we would be wowed by absolutely spectacular, world-class dance shows from top professional ballroom and Latin and Argentine dancers throughout the world. Yes, Santa Bob prided himself on always bringing us the best professional shows from the best dancers in the world. He gave us Jonathan Wilkins and Katusha Demidova, Tony Meredith and Melanie LaPatin, Tony Dovolani, 7 times in fact, even before he became a regular on Dancing with the Stars. Junior Sevilla, known as the Gene Kelly of Argentine dance, and Guadalupe Garcia. Eugene Katzivnin and Maria Manusova. Andre Gavriline and Elena Kryachkova. Pasha Pashkov. Steve Doherty and Yulia Baranovsky, and countless more. In contrast to other dances, which might have only 1 or 2 pro performances all evening, and charged a multiple of what Bob charged for his dances, Bob insisted that all the pro couples always perform 5 dances, usually with several beautiful, exciting costume changes to boot. Oh, it was all such eye candy for Santa Bob's children. Every dance was Christmas morning for us, as we, giddy with excitement, tore open Santa Bob's wrapped gifts. We were all so lucky. Santa Bob's shows were overwhelming enough to bring real tears to the audience, tingling up your spine, and frequent standing ovations for the dazzling, creative, expert performances we witnessed. We children smiled ear to ear throughout, awestruck by what our beloved Santa Bob put on the tree for us, month after month after month, year after year after year. And Bob did all this in spite of the fact that he suffered for years from many serious health issues and handicaps. He injured his back while shoveling snow, and despite trying nearly every treatment available, he could never get his back straight enough to do what he most loved, ballroom dance himself, competitively or even socially. He suffered from diabetes and blood pressure problems too. Yet he persevered, rising early in the morning and staying late in the evenings to prepare for and clean up after his dances. When the Terrace Club in Stamford closed, he was undeterred, moving his dances to Stratford. And when he found an even better venue, he moved his dance here, the elegant Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church Hall in Bridgeport, where he's been for about 19 years. He even expanded to create dozens of special productions at the Westchester Broadway Dinner Theater and elsewhere, to present a spectacular array of world-class dancers performing consecutive dances in what he billed as a Dancing with the Champions extravaganza. And they were indeed spectacular dance extravaganzas. Yes, Santa Bob was determined to keep giving precious gifts to his children year-round, no matter what the challenge is, even if he lost money in the process. Yes, a little-known fact is that Bob would often actually lose money on his dances. Even this November dance, the so-called highlight of the year dance, he would have been having today, even this very dance was set to lose money. And you know who would make it up? Bob himself, of course. Santa Bob, out of his own pocket, of course, without your ever knowing it. No complaints from him, no feeling sorry for himself. You might ask, then, why in the world would Bob continue to put on dances when he suffered from so many health issues and would often lose money on his dances? Why did he put on dances at all? Why did he do it? I don't know, and I don't know of anyone who does. It's a mystery. Asking why Bob put on dances when he suffered from numerous health issues and often lost money on those dances is, I think, like asking, well, why Santa Claus gives gifts. But as I reflected on Bob and his motivation, I did have a little epiphany. It occurred to me, perhaps, just perhaps, Bob was living out the last two lines of a very famous poem we were all forced to read in our youth. Do you remember the last two lines of John Keats' poem, Ode on a Grecian Urn? Beauty is truth, truth beauty. That is all ye know on earth and all ye need to know. Beauty is truth, truth beauty. That is all ye know on earth and all ye need to know. To a great extent, Bob's life seemed to be a living embodiment of those classic poetic lines. Certainly he was a seeker of beauty through ballroom dancing, a passion we all share and deeply understand here. But he was just as much a seeker of truth in his own life. Indeed, Bob was notorious for his truthfulness, his honesty, his directness, his forthrightness. Yes, he was truthful to the hilt, maybe even truthful to a fault. Before you got to know him, his truthfulness might appear grating, rough, growling. But he was just being honest with you, because truth meant a lot to him, as much as beauty and maybe even more. You always knew where you stood with Bob, and if you were ever lucky enough to receive a compliment from him, you better believe he believed it. Bob could be so strong in conveying you the truth, your knees might buckle. But wouldn't we all prefer a truthful man to the deceitful kind? You know, the kind that smile in your face all the time they want to take your place. Now, it may come as a surprise to some, but Bob did have a very tender side too, which manifested itself with very tender people, such as perennial volunteer helper worker and flower girl Joanne Barris. Always faithful and exceptionally kind, Janice Sandor. And of course, Bob's vital right arm here, sturdy and solid Tom Stavros. These and others were Santa Bob's trusted elves, to whom he revealed his tender and even vulnerable side. Bob was a savvy, sophisticated, articulate, educated, opinionated, loyal, generous, worldly gentleman. Though he aspired to beauty, there was nothing feminine about him. He was a masculine man with a capital M. He was a strong, stoic man, a man of deeds, a man of actions, not only of words. Now, Bob never talked much about his personal life, at least to me, with one exception. His eyes lit up, and he immediately exclaimed, "I love her. I should have married her," to one woman's name I happened to mention in casual conversation. You know who that woman was, or is? That woman is none other than the very lovely Judy Krakauer, who, coincidentally, has herself run a dance for decades many of you attend, the well-known and well-regarded Mark and Spot ballroom dances in Manhattan. Because Bob was a history major in college, he could entertain us during costume changes with stories of George Washington's dance expertise, or he could amuse us with silly jokes, or reveal the fascinating secret intrigue and machinations of the ballroom dance scene that few knew. His access to and support of world-class dance talent was unmatched, unrivaled. Like any good Santa, Bob had a special place in his heart for promising young ballroom competitors, kids in their teens, and he showcased and lauded them repeatedly at this very dance many times for us big kids. And it was a minor marvel to hear him pronounce correctly and even fluently the most challenging names of his Russian, Ukrainian, Romanian, Bulgarian, Latin, Asian, and other dance performers. Occasionally, it's been asked, who can replace Bob Beslove? And the only honest answer is, no one. No one at all. Bob Beslove was unique, and he is absolutely, positively irreplaceable. We can no more replace Bob Beslove than we can replace Santa Claus. We are so fortunate to have been Santa Bob's children for so many years. So, with deep and humble gratitude, we say to him now, we love you, Bob. We miss you terribly already. We thank you for the greatest, most sublime ballroom dance entertainment we have ever experienced in our lives. Oh, and just one more thing. Please, please, Bob, don't forget to reserve us a seat at your next dance. We know the show will be absolutely heavenly. Thank you.